Hello, Samzus, Ranjit, and Bobo here, and we are doing this week's Super Smash Bros. Brawl Update Overhaul, the extra part of the portion, and we are doing it as a separate video just because of YouTube limitations. And for this week, we're going to be reviewing a character list. These are all characters that we expect to make it into Brawl, and we each have our own opinion on characters. So, we have, for the Mario series, characters that both Bobo and I expect are Mario, Peach, and Bowser. Why do we expect them? Because they're already confirmed to be in the game. Yeah, that's right. Now, what newcomers can we see, and what veterans can we expect? Well, we can expect Bowser Jr., who is Bowser's 8th son, along with the Koopa Kids. And then there is also Geno, who's an obscure Mario character owned by Square Enix, who developed his game, Super Mario RPG. And there's Luigi. And there's our honorable mention, Paper Mario. Now let's get into the depth of them. The first newcomer we're going to talk about is Bowser Jr. And he is the main antagonistic villain in Super Mario Sunshine, New Super Mario Brothers, and he is part of Super Mario Galaxy's villain cast. And I think he could have a potential moveset. He'd be a neat addition, but let's get Bobo's opinions. What do you say about Bowser Jr. and Brawl?
Honestly, that'd be pretty cool. Like, if you had Bowser Jr. outside Bowser, so he would have a completely different moveset. And
if you're wondering if he'd be a clone, he wouldn't be, because he'd have his own moveset, which we're going to talk about as well, of course.
Honestly, I think he could possibly have a transformation into Shadow Mario.
Unlikely, in my opinion.
Yeah, non-likely because that is more likely a alternative costume for Mario.
Not going to happen, though, because we already have Mario's costumes. But if there is alternate costumes, that could be one of them. But so far, we don't have alternate costumes. We just have alternate colors, which has also been updated on the dojo. Now, here's my moveset for Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. debuted in Super Mario Sunshine. And in that game, Mario used 3 nozzles. He used the Flood, which is now part of his moveset, the Hover Nozzle, the Rocket Nozzle, and the Turbo Nozzle. Now, Bowser Jr. never used any of these, but he used the Paintbrush, which was made by the same company that made these 2 gadgets, or these 4 gadgets, rather, sorry, but one of them is for Mario. Now, his up B, or his recovery move, could be either the Rocket Nozzle, which could charge and then blast them upwards, or the Hover Nozzle, which could also hit enemies below him and damage them, or possibly cause a knockback and do no damage like Mario's Flood. His B-side move could be the Turbo Nozzle, which dashes him forward and allows him to run across a stage. For a limited amount of time, of course. His B move could be using his Paintbrush, where he swoops the ground and makes it slippery. And also, part of the quirk of this move will be that those little bubble enemies from Super Mario Sunshine will occasionally come out and try to attack an enemy. They can be stopped with an attack, though. And his B-down move is derived from New Super Mario Brothers, and he just hides into his shell. Anybody that jumps on him or touches him will be damaged, because on the exterior of his shell there are spikes. His final smash will be spewing out fireballs, just like he does in New Super Mario Brothers. He'll do it really quickly, and it'll cause a high amount of damage. It may not be that original, but it would be pretty cool. It would be similar to Yoshi's, just much more faster, and maybe slightly less powerful.
We both agreed on this, and we think that the percentage of him getting in is not too high, and it'd be around 65%, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's about 65%. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do some errata on that. And you know what? I'm going to just bump it up right now and do it without even pre-deciding it. I'm going to raise his odds to 80%. That's really higher than 65%. And I think he has a high chance of getting in. Do you want to counter that, Bobo? Maybe say why it should be 65%?
Honestly, it would be a really cool addition, so I'd agree with you on
So
that.
no contest on that. Okay, our next suggested character is Geno. He is an obscure character, really, and he comes from one game. He has made a cameo appearance in just another one, and which is also now it's Super Mario RPG, which was it was a really good game for its time. It was an RPG using Mario characters. And he'd make a cool addition. Now, the problem is that he's not owned by Nintendo. He's owned by Square Enix, the company that actually developed that game. And when Nintendo wanted to use him as a cameo appearance, they actually had to contact Square Enix and get their permission for him. I'm going to give Geno a 50% of getting in. And I really don't think that he has that high of an odd, but he has odds nonetheless.
If he was to get in, though, what do you think his moveset would be?
That I'm clueless about. All he does is use hyper beams in his game. I haven't really played Super Mario RPG too much. I've never even gotten to the part where he used Geno, so I wouldn't know. But I'm gonna give him 50% for what I do know.
Lols.
And lols. Tell me about it. And our veteran character coming back is
Luigi. It's me, Luigi.
I don't really think he says that, but anyways, we're gonna give Luigi 99%. He's coming back. This is Mario's brother. This is Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, pretty much Super Mario Brothers, right? And Luigi's definitely gonna come back. I think he's gonna get his vacuum part of his moveset, possibly his Mr. L transformation or his Thunder Hand from Super Paper Mario added to his moveset. He'll keep and maintain his Super Jump Punch. That would be scrapped. He would maintain his Fireballs and his Luigi Missile. And his Luigi Tornado would just be put where Mario's Mario Tornado is. And like I said, 99%, this guy's not coming out. And the only other honorable mention we're going to give to the Mario series is Paper Mario. We don't think his odds of being included are high enough to be mentioned as part of the character list. And we don't really want him as much, even though I've grown to love his series. Yep, he's the only honorable mention. And from this series, from the previous game, we have scrapped Dr. Mario. Only because he was a rushed edition, and Melee was a rushed game. He tried to rush it as close to the GameCube's release date, and he wasn't really intended to be in the game to begin with. So that's why he's gone from the Brawl character list.
Goodbye!
He could be an assist trophy, though, and we'll be covering that next week. We'll mention that again later on. Next is the Zelda series. We have Link confirmed, and we have Zelda confirmed. What we don't have confirmed is Sheik and Ganondorf. Now, what are their odds? Well, let's take Sheik first. Both Bobo and I have decided to give Sheik 75%. She was a unique addition in Melee and made Zelda a unique character all in all. She was pretty high tier, so I think they'd have to balance her if they brought her back into Brawl. Bobo, your opinions?
Like you said, she was a higher tier than Zelda because Zelda was quite low tier.
Yeah, and the problem was that people were not using Zelda at all. They weren't switching. Maybe there would be some sort of incentive, like Pokemon Trainer has stamina, which forces him to switch between Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that Pokemon Trainer should not be the only one who can transform and or switch between different movesets and things like that. So if they did, that would be a pretty good addition to the game, and would make it her unique, like you said.
And yeah, we're gonna give her 75%. Ganondorf will get 90%. If he comes back, he'll be in his Twilight Princess outfit like most Zelda characters. And
he would have a sword.
Yeah, he definitely have the sword, or maybe the dual swords like he used in Wind Waker.
Well, a sword.
Well, yeah, he definitely have at least one sword. He used it in his victory pose in Melee with Gives. They decided to make him a Captain Falcon clone, which really ticked me off. He has nothing to do with Captain Falcon.
Show your moves.
Yeah, well, show your boobs. Anyways, and like I said, most characters are getting their Twilight Princess outfit, but this is one that's not. This is young Link with his Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass costume, sort of, and he'd have his Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass moves. These are the moves that I've given him. There's the Deku Leaf, which on the ground just blows, and while in the air, a gust of a breeze comes underneath it and raises him upwards. His side B move would just be summoning a gust of wind with a Wind Waker. His neutral B would be the Tingle Tuner, where a face of Tingle appears and says, "Hey!" And then a bomb is dropped, which is kind of cool, I guess. Not cool at all, but it's Tingle, hey. 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 And his down B is Phantom Hourglass. Basically, it doesn't have much to do with it, but it combines two mechanics from Phantom Hourglass, the game, which will create a safety zone and guard from projectiles. And please move on to our next video, as now YouTube has crushed our joy and put these limitations on us.